Shabbat Shalom. There's a question I've often been asked, and maybe you have too. What do you love to do that really makes you happy? My answer, which I'm sure leaves some people confused, is I love to wander. This week's Parsha, Lecha, opens with the powerful words, Vayomer Hashem el Avram, Lech Lecha me'artzecha, umimoladetecha, umibeit avicha, el haaretz asher areka. God said to Abram, go forth from your native land and from your father's house to the land that I will show you. Our patriarch Abraham will be tested with many trials. According to Pirkei Avot, Abraham will be tested with 10 trials. Lech Lecha, the call to a mysterious journey, is the first. There's a midrash that asks the question, is there a person who travels without knowing to what destination they travel? Well, I would answer yes to this question, because I don't think it's crazy to journey without knowing where you're going, without having all the information you need in advance. Not all wanderers are lost. Have you ever traveled by yourself without a plan to a strange place you've never been, walking slowly, paying attention, noticing all the small details? It is the most wonderful thing. It's wonderful to travel with companions, but when you travel alone, you can observe the world around you from a completely new perspective. And you might do things you never believed you could do. You have a new sense of confidence and a heightened state of awareness. Each of your senses is fired up to receive new sights and new smells and new sounds. And amazingly, since you can choose to be silent, you can hear your inner voice. You are taking a journey into yourself. Avraham has an opportunity to do the same. He's left his home, the world of his past, and in doing so, he's taken the first steps towards transformation. He sets out on his journey, but it is not a straight path. Avram wanders for quite some time before he comes to Canaan. He's already been traveling from his home when he hears God's call. He needs time for transformation. First, he must break with his past, but his journey can only be completed by moving forward. He needs the time for wandering, the action of moving, maybe to some place he doesn't know or recognize, in order to hear and respond to God's call. The call of Lech Lecha invites each of us to seek out our true selves and explore our own relationships with God. When God speaks, Lech Lecha, it's not just a call for Abraham, but for every person, for every seeker who yearns. I've spent a good portion of my life traveling and wandering throughout the world, and there's nothing better for me when I'm stressed or when I need to resolve some inner turmoil. I can just hop on a plane and be somewhere new. But now, in these days of COVID, all our wings are clipped. We are confined to smaller spaces and smaller circles. When we hear the call, Lech Lecha, leave everything you know and move forward, in this time of feeling so stuck, the words feel like an impossible challenge. How can we respond? The Al-Shich HaKadosh, a 16th century Kabbalist, teaches, through the journey to Eretz Yisrael, Avram's true self was revealed to him as indicated by the literal meaning of the words Lech Lecha, go to yourself, go to your essence. We may not be able to physically wander to destinations unknown, But we can answer the call of Lecha by traveling inward to discover Tselem Elohim, the image of God within. And in these days of quiet solitude, we may have the chance to hear the still small voice of God calling and begin our journey of wandering. Travel safe. Shabbat Shalom.